When building a giant world in Minecraft, there are a lot of considerations you have to think about. How are you going to build and spread out? Where are you going to start? Well, in this world in Labyrinthum, I of course started right here, just by building a small village, before moving on to a larger project, which is now this, Principia, which is not a huge city, but it's going to be a fairly big project to do. But how do I figure out what to do? Well, there are a couple of strategies you can do. One of them is complete each major project one by one. Now, in this case, that would be finish this before moving on to another thing. And the next, of course, would be this village here. Or if you don't really feel like doing that and you're just losing motivation, you might just pause the big project and move somewhere else. So you'd be going back and forth or going to multiple locations. Now, in this area, of course, I have this city, I have these 3 villages, plus another one which will be built underground, and the capital city. So I could be going back and forth and building whatever I feel like building. That is an option. However, because this is a Minecraft YouTube series, I need to keep things pretty coherent. So moving from one place to another is not ideal, especially for the viewers. Now, as I am doing what is called the Book of Principia, which is that city over there, I pretty clearly need to do this city. I need to build this whole thing out before I move on. Now, the good thing about this city is there isn't really a lot of space that I can build on, but there's still going to be a lot of projects. I mean, look here. This small area has a lot of houses. Now, I do plan on using the same kind of architectural style for each one, so I should be able to get them done fairly quickly, because I have an established style and I don't really have to think too much about it. And I don't have to do an individual episode per building. So I could do one episode where I'm doing these 2 houses right here. I've already done this house. But if I do these 2 houses in one episode and possibly another project somewhere else, then I can get things done fairly quickly. So there is that. But when we look at the big picture, let's zoom out a bit of this map here. So I'm working on this country here. And the question is, what do I do? So I could move from this country and then start on this country, build this country out, and then build this country, and then this country, and then this country. So complete each country one by one. One of the advantages of this is I get really good at the style and I can build faster and faster all the time. There's that. On the other hand, I might get bored with the style. So if I get bored with it, then what? Burnout. So that brings us to the next choice. I could start centrally, which I am doing, and then move outward organically. So finish these 3 villages, this village and this city after this, and then I can move on to the next closest place, quite possibly this village. Now this village is in another country. So let's teleport here. Now, as this is another country, we can start working on a different style. And I haven't figured out what I'm going to do over here. I'm thinking this is going to be more British style. I'm really thinking of that for this country. Except this country is also very cold, and it includes up here. should that be British style or should I do something else? But that's for future me to figure out. But after this village, what's next? Oh, how about this village here? I already know what style I'm doing with this. Norse. But one thing that I want to do here is, you know the North, not the North, but the Norse church, the Stavanger church, I believe that's what it's called. I'd like to apply that architectural style to regular houses. That will be very interesting, I think. Imagine tall houses poking up out of the trees. Fun, wouldn't it be? And basically you just keep going out as we find other villages. We can keep building. Now, in the case of this country, I mean, I could go down here and build this one out, or I could go over to here or here. And for this country, now this is going to be a fairly large country covering probably this area. That is going to be a fairly Japanese style. But if I go down into here, this village is going to be part of a larger city. So that is going to have to be a consideration if I'm moving outwards. The other and the third type is just go wherever I want. If I have some inspiration for, let's say, this village up here, then I can go straight to this village and build that. Whatever style it may be, of course. I believe it's still going to be the Norse style up here. But that is random. Well, it may not be random. It's just my feeling, how I feel, where I feel I need to build. And in that case, the advantage is that I probably won't get tired of building. And I can just build whatever I like, whenever I like, wherever I like. It can also help me expand the map quite a bit, but there will be huge gaps. So transportation between them is not as easy. That is one downside. But it gets me out there, somewhere else. So what exactly am I going to do? Clear the weather. So what exactly am I going to do? I think what I want to do is finish this country, and then I'm going to be kind of spiraling outward. Just organic growth, moving out, dealing with each village as I am moving away from the central country here. I think that'll help, and I'll be able to alternate between countries, and I can do different styles as I feel, you know? I think that'll keep me from getting bored. And that is how I feel that I'm going to do it. So, what about you? If you were building multiple countries in a world, how would you do it? How would you spread out and keep yourself from burning out or getting bored? Let me know in the comments below. If you like videos like this and would like to see some more, then please consider subscribing to this channel as well as my main one. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.